Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube, TikTok and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We welcome Lord Ram, Mother Sita and all the devis and devatas that took part in the Ramayan in Treta Yug. And I said that when the Lord descends from the spiritual universe to the material universe, He does so and it is absolute. All His actions are absolute. So have you all heard the Ramayan? People previously, have you all heard the story of Shabari? Premila, you heard the story of Shabari? Who was Shabari? How she was a devotee of Lord Ram? Yeah, I saw millions of people around the world taste fruits. Through? What is her background? What is Shabari's background? And? And? Poor, low caste. She didn't want to get married. So what did she do? No, before the Guru. Don't mix it up, Premila. So what did she do? She was poor, she was of a low caste, she didn't want to get married. Then she went and found a Guru. Poor, low caste, didn't want to get married, found a Guru. Then what did the Guru tell her? So what was her duty at the ashram, Guru's ashram? She should clean the ashram and sweep the pathway, not for Lord Ram. She had no interest in Lord Ram. For a Guru. And then it came time for the Guru to leave his material body, and she was also wanted to live with him. Yes? And what he instructed her? Okay. So let's go back now. The substratum of a human being on this planet Earth is to serve your Guru. Is to serve your Guru. How? Faithfully. How? Faithfully. Serve your Guru faithfully. And if you serve your Guru faithfully, what will be the result? You will meet the Lord. You will, through the grace of the Guru. Is it a Vedic injunction? Did God show it Himself? Did He show it Himself? In how many ways? In every way possible. What did God show? By His own personal circumstances, He followed His Guru with full faith. Did He not? And then, Him as God, on the flip side of the coin, He showed you that an uneducated woman who did not know any parts of the Vedas, you do not need to know the Vedas to serve your Guru. You do not need to know who God is to serve your Guru. All you need to know is that you must serve your Guru faithfully. And by her serving her Guru faithfully, sweeping the path that a Guru would walk her entire life, before the end of her life, she met the Supreme Lord face to face. Did she not meet the Supreme Lord face to face? And what was the catalyst of meeting the Supreme Lord face to face? Her faith in the Guru. Her faith in the Guru. And this is an absolute Vedic injunction. What's troubling you, Ashmika? The aircon? It's okay. You understand? All of you? Can you see the reason why I say the Lord is the supreme scientist? Everything the Lord does has to be absolute. And when the Lord says, you only need to have faith, that is all, the only requirement to meet the Lord is faith in the Guru. Only requirement to meet the Lord is faith in the Guru. And is it seen in the case of Shabari? Is it seen in the case of Hanuman Baba? Hanuman Baba and Shabari are the ideal disciples. Are they not? Are they not? Then Lakshman is the ideal disciple. Bharat is the ideal disciple. Are they not? Who else? Shatrughan is the ideal disciple. Are they not? Can you see the Ramayan, the structure of the Ramayan? Entire structure of the Ramayan is what? Everything in the Ramayan, every chapter, every reading in the Ramayan is what? Guru-disciple relationship. That is all. Guru-disciple relationship. The entire Ramayan, 24,000 verses. From that 24,000 verses, majority of the stories in the Ramayan is only about having faith in the Guru. That is all. Having faith in the Guru. And the Lord starts by him having faith in his Guru. Doesn't he? The Ramayan starts with the Lord having faith in his Guru. I cannot think of a more convenient way to teach you about the Guru-disciple relationship. I cannot find a more easier way to teach you the Guru-disciple relationship. Next is, I must break some coconuts and get a trance. And then I must hit you on your head. You understand? Other than that, I cannot. I've done everything in my power to show you that in Sanatan Dharma, you need to have faith in the Guru. The faith is the catalyst for you to meet the Supreme Lord face to face. You understand that part? All of you understand that part. So today I said this is a week of guilty seeds being inserted in your minds. So you must have sleepless nights. You must have sleepless nights. All of you. In Sri Vaishnavism, what is Sri Vaishnavism? That spiritual division that this ashram belongs to. That spiritual division that this ashram belongs to, there is a Vedic injunction. There is a Vedic injunction. And that Vedic injunction states, that whoever takes initiation into Vaishnavism, three generations backward and 3 generations forward, notwithstanding the status quo of the forward generations, they will be automatically liberated at death. Who didn't understand what I said? Let me say it again. Whoever takes initiation into Sri Vaishnavism 3 generations backwards. Which are the 3 generations backward? Father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Then the generation forward, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. By virtue of you taking initiation into Sri Vaishnavism and following your Guru to the best of your ability, you singularly liberated your great-grandfather, your great-grandmother. On which sides? Both sides. That is why start counting. Take out your calculator and start counting how many people you are depriving. I don't know where they are stuck, Satish Bhai. In which dimension they are suffering, Satish Bhai. How badly your great grandfathers on both sides, that means two. Great grandmothers on both sides, how many that is? Satish Bhai, got your calculator out? 4 already. Then grandparents on both sides. Another 4, that is 8. And parent, that is alive and not alive. So how many that is? 10. How many that is? 10. 10 people that have either left or still around can be liberated. Can be liberated on the 5th of May. 10 people, Mama, that are stuck somewhere in this universe. They can be in Pitralok, they can be here in Devilok, and they can also be in hell. Mama, they can also be in hell. They are waiting for you. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for Mama. 10 people. 10 people are waiting for Mama and Satish Bhai. They are suffering. They are suffering somewhere. It's a Vedic injunction, Satish Bhai. Jessica's father is gone last year. I'm going to give you a guarantee that Satish Bhai is going to come at a hell of a speed to the ashram for initiation. I'm going to give you a guarantee that he's going to come. And at this juncture, I also want to say what I've been saying long before Satish Bhai came to Satsang and Mama. And I'm preaching this from a long time. I think Vasan is not here. I think Nilendri will tell you. I said one day, I am here, I am available personally to give you all that you require. I said, I am here, I am available. Please take from me as much as you can. If you don't, one day there is going to be a very, very long queue. A long queue. And I think whatever I have stated has come to pass. Everything that I said has come to pass. And I think you're going to start seeing that queue. And I'm going to be laughing at you right at the back of the queue. Because you had the opportunity when the queue was not there. Because that queue is going to be long. And I'll find this discourse from somewhere. Vishwadhar got keywords. He'll just type in queue and this discourse will come up, couple of seconds. And I'll show you in the back of the queue what I said today. And maybe I'll keep pushing you back of the queue because now there's no queue here. I'm queuing up to get you to me. I'm the queue. So one day when you become the queue, I'll just keep on pushing you back. And that is a Vedic injunction, it's a guarantee. Ashram is heating up. Queues are about to form. Please take as much the Guru has to give you, whilst the Guru can tend to you on a one-on-one basis. You have enough time to phone the Guru beside coming to satsang. You have enough time or not enough time, or should I say your time is running out, to come to Guru and fix whatever needs to be fixed. Because when this other nation, the Sand nation, is going to connect to this ashram, I won't have time for you. I won't have time for you. And will I be justified in telling you that I don't have time for you? Will I be justified? Okay. So I just wanted to fix that one part up. And I also told that to Sean and Sherwin. It's not only on this level. Because you have me now. I don't know how many months. Please make use of me. Be an opportunist. And make use of me. So on the front, Satish, is your children and grandchildren. On the front is your children and grandchildren. And witness the suffering that we all have suffered in our life until today. Witness the suffering that we all have suffered up until today. How many of you would want our innocent grandchildren to continuously suffer, because we don't know in which lifetime we're going to find a bona fide spiritual master again, where we can surrender to that spiritual master and liberate our grandchildren. How many millions of years will go again before we can come to this position? And how many millions of years you think have passed before you are seated here today? Is there evidence that millions of years have passed? Is there evidence? Is there evidence that reincarnation is an absolute science? Is there evidence that reincarnation is an absolute science? Is there evidence that billions of years have passed? Is there evidence that billions of years have passed? There's evidence? Then is there evidence that after we leave this body, we take another body? Is there evidence? Yes. And is there evidence that there's liberation after initiation? Is there evidence? You don't know? Then read your scriptures. What is the teaching in the Ramayan? Do you do Pitar Pak? Why you do Pitar Pak? And Your ancestors got no body, Sita. How clothing will help them? How clothing will help them? How water will help them? And what happens?
Helps them to their soul and their joy. For liberation.
What was my discourse yesterday? That the only reason you are awarded a human body is for liberation. Was that not my discourse yesterday? You forgetting what I said yesterday. Only reason you got this human body is for liberation. Only reason you got this human body is for liberation. Nothing else. Nothing else. How are we going to prove it? Was Lord Krishna ever on this earth? Was he on this earth? Did he say in any verse, if you want to find the absolute truth, you must find a bona fide spiritual master. Surrender to him. Prostrate to him, and you will find the truth. What does surrender to a spiritual master mean? No. Surrender means follow his instructions. Follow his instructions. They say, question the spiritual master respectfully. So if you do not understand anything, you have a right to question the spiritual master in the context of you not understanding a particular topic. Mama, question the spiritual master because you do not have an understanding of a particular topic. Your question must be in context. Did the Ramayan happen? Did the Ramayan happen? Was there a bird that died whilst trying to protect Mother Sita? Was there a bird? What happened to the bird? Pramila? Was it killed in battle? And what happened to the bird when it was killed? It was liberated. Is that not a Vedic injunction? This is the Ramayan week. If you can believe everything else in the Ramayan, then you have to believe this. You don't have a choice to believe the chapter that suits you. Why? Why you don't? why you don't have a choice to choose a chapter that you believe in, and the rest of the chapters must be rejected.
No evidence.
Because the Ramayan is absolute. Ramayan is absolute. Anywhere where there's God involved, it is absolute. Ramayan spoken by the Lord, written through the Lord, enacted by the Lord. Does the Supreme Lord perform a cameo appearance in the Ramayan? Or is he from cover to cover in the Ramayan? So wherever and whatever is related to the Supreme Lord in the Ramayan has to be received in its entirety. Received in its entirety. All of you understand? So, initiation is not a fashion. Initiation is not a fashion. It's a verdict, injunction, and it has absolute solutions. The solutions are absolute. Solutions are absolute. Initiation is not about wearing a dot. Initiation simply means from today onwards, I'm going to have full faith in my Guru. That's what initiation means. Did Shabari show it? Did Shabari show it? All she had to do was have faith in a Guru. She came face to face with the Supreme Lord. And that is what initiation is. When she went to the Maharishi's ashram, she took initiation and she surrendered. And when she was told that Lord Ram is going to meet her, what she started doing? She started breaking berries and tasting the berries so it will be suitable to Lord Ram when he comes and visits her. And for how many years you think she did that? For how long you think she did that? Up until she met Lord Ram. Yes? And did Lord Ram eat the berry that she had tasted? Yes? So can you see where faith can take you? Imagine the Lord eating a fruit that you have tasted. The Lord eating a fruit that you have tasted. So let's sum up. When the Lord takes his birth, as in the Ramayan, he gives information on two dimensions. Which two dimensions? Material dimension and spiritual dimension. So I explained a few days ago that every society needs religious principles. To fulfill your religious principles or righteous principles, you need economic development. To To fulfill your righteous principles, you need economic development. And this is why Lord Ram was paired off with Lakshman. Because Lakshman represents economic development. Then you need, everyone in society has desires. Everyone in society has desires. You need fulfillment of desires. You desire a wife, a house, children, occupation. All these are desires. Is there anything wrong in getting married? Is there anything wrong in getting married? Both the brahmachari who lives as a brahmachari is beneficial to God. Tibeshni is laughing. The father is now a brahmachari. When you're not married, you're a brahmachari. When you get married, you become a brahmachari. So on the material side, you need righteous principles, you need economic development, you need to fulfill your desires, and you need liberation at the end. You need liberation at the end. So the four brothers, Ram, righteous principles, Lakshman, economic development, Bharat, fulfillment of desires, and Chatragun, liberation. So the four brothers represent in society, societal representation. Righteous principles, economic development, fulfillment of desires and liberation. Then their spiritual endowment. God won't just come here to secure you material. He'll also want you to secure yourself spiritually. So the spiritual endowment, Lord Ram, through the incarnation, through Vasudeva. Very first incarnation is Vasudeva, which Lord Ram represents, sits in every atom and every soul. Sits in every atom and every soul. When it sits in the soul, it sits as a super soul in your individual soul, and it sits as a super soul in the universe itself. That is represented by Lord Ram. The next stage is Sankarsana. And Sankarsana is also called Adi Shesha, and this is the ingredient of the whole universe. This entire material universe is pervaded by Sankarsana, which is called the ego. Everything is made with this one cloth from Sankarsana. Every element, the 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Space, air, fire, water and earth. All these evolve from Sankar Sana. Your senses, your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, all your senses, both your reactive senses and your motor senses, all emanate from Sankarsana. What you need to do with your senses? What you need to do with your senses? You need to bring it under control. When you want to bring your senses under control, Sankarsana will assist you to bring your senses under control. Then you have Pradyumna. Pradyumna is the head of your intelligence. What do you use your intelligence for? What you use your intelligence for? For deliberating. For deliberating. What you need to deliberate? Must I follow the Guru or don't follow the Guru? That is deliberation. Must I take initiation or don't take initiation? That is deliberation. Who assists you to deliberate? Pradyumna, the third brother. And the fourth brother represents the mind. The mind is controlled by Aniruddha. The fourth brother is Aniruddha. He controls the mind. So if your deliberation is right, what happens to your mind? It gets purified. And this is the spiritual reason that Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan took their birth in this material universe. To move your soul out of this body and take it back to Vaikuntha. How many types of souls there are? How many types of souls are there? Two. There's three types of souls. There are three types of souls. Eternally liberated souls. What does that mean? Always with the Supreme Lord. Always with the Supreme Lord. Then liberated souls. Who are liberated souls? Those that once upon a time were seated in a satsang like you and me. They are liberated souls. And the third type of souls, that is still existing in the material world. But we need to be practical, and I stated yesterday that you can be spiritual and material at the same time. You can wish for a Lamborghini and still be spiritual. You can wish for a diamond ring and still be spiritual. You can desire for things without attachment. You can desire for diamond without attachment. Your attachment must always be with God. and you can wish, because you can't get anything that you do not contemplate with your mind. You can't go into a car showroom and buy a car without contemplating. Can you? So when the Guru say, strive for liberation, that doesn't mean you can't live a material world. King Janaka. Who is King Janaka? Who? He got liberated through karma yoga. What is karma yoga? Physical serving. He served his kingdom. He served righteously. Was he a king? Did he go live in a hut and do karma yoga? Or he performed karma yoga through his palace? Through his palace. You think he was eating 1-star food, or you think he was eating 7-star food? You think he washed his own palace, or he had thousands of servants serving him? But did he get liberated in the end? Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't fright to get liberated. God is not stupid. You are stupid. God is not stupid. He can liberate you with all that you need materially in this universe. Can you get liberated if your family life is not right, if your work life is not right, if everything about you is not right? Would you want to strive for liberation? Would you want to have a relationship with God? So you think God is a fool? If God say, repose your faith in me and I will fix everything, then at night when you're going to sleep, you can't handle the darkness anymore, then you say, God, Acharyaji, I have full faith in you. Then you get up in the morning, refreshed and re-energized. You forget what Acharyaji taught you about God. You forget what faith is, and you take full faith in yourself. Then your days goes like this, doesn't it? Until you realize that I do not have capacity to control my own destiny. On that day only will your faith start blossoming. Do you understand? How many of you come in this ashram, make false promises to yourself, go out and do what you want to do? How many of you? I can see everyone here. Everyone, including Mataji. Everyone. And that is why there is no success. Make a promise and keep it. Sean is laughing. I had this conversation with him today. False promises. False promises. You have to be strict. I gave him an example. I said, I waited 28 years to speak to Mataji's family. How many years? How many years? 28 years. But I kept my promises. I still spoke to them. But I spoke to them principally. There's principles that I kept. And I suffered because of this. If I just changed my principle this way or that way, I would have had a 7-star life. I never changed my principles until they gravitated to what I am saying. And today I'm still saying this, maybe about 40 years later or 45 years later. You understand? All of you understand? And I bought a frame. I bought a frame for my mother-in-law. You all must buy frames for your mother-in-laws. The Guru did it. You must follow the Guru. There was a saying on that frame that made me survive 28 years. I wish you a long life so you will see all my successes. I wish you a long life so you will see all of my successes. All right, are there any questions?
Where you get the frame?
Wrong Guru. Ravi spoke. Ravi, the satsang is live, boy. Doesn't mean to say she's not here. She can't hear. We'll make you a frame. We'll make you a frame. All right? So it's a reality. Mother-in-laws are a reality, isn't it? And it's a cycle. When you're a son-in-law or you're a daughter-in-law, mother-in-law is bad. Then when you become a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law is bad. Is it not a cycle? Same person was a daughter-in-law, then the mother-in-law was bad. Now the same person is a mother-in-law, then the daughter-in-law is bad. And that cycle continues and continues and continues. It will never stop. But be like me, have strength, buy a frame. Ravi, I'm going to get you a gold embossed frame. And Ravi Bhai, now I can see why you're rushing to get initiated. Jai Sriman Narayan.